New Year. I've just seen how crazy my hair's looking. Just been out for a bit of a walk. It's a bit humid in Melbourne today. Expecting a bit of rain. Anyway, here we go. Happy New Year to you. I hope you all had an awesome time over Christmas and the New Year and were able to spend some time with family and friends. Couple of things I want to show you. They're things that I make quite a lot. One is just Thermomix. The other, I use Thermomix for a small element of it, but they're both breakfast type things. So the first one is the immune boosting juice. And I have that in my recipes in bookmarks. Now, I don't suggest that you have a lot of bookmarks. I've actually got probably more than I need because I haven't made porridge for ages. But there's some really good things in here. So my bookmarks are 5-seed bread, which I make for my husband, the immune booster, which we're going to make now, jasmine rice, so quick rice cook, although we eat a lot of cauliflower rice. Obviously low carb, if anyone's looking at, getting rid of a few of those little extra bits that seem to have appeared around the middle after Christmas. Lemon curd, because I make that a lot for the CWA and for stalls. Interestingly enough, my top 3 dishes for last year, number 1 was the immune booster because I drink that virtually every day, but I don't make it every day. I make it last over 3 days. Husband doesn't drink it. It's just me. Lemon curd was my number 2 and the 5-seed bread was my number 3 for the year. The other things I've got in here are oatmeal raisin cookies because that's a recipe that my husband makes, easy for him to find, quick porridge and zucchini cheddar slice. And I make that in the brownie pan. So you get individual little bits of zucchini slice and we take those for lunch. All right, so immune booster juice. Let's get on with this. So 2 lemons, you know what? I never weigh them and I've probably got too much more. It says 90 grams, okay? Approximately 90 grams. But little tip here, if you want to weigh them, 3 dots, you can always do something from 3 dots. Scales. See, I've got way too much, but that's all right. That's what I normally do. So I'm happy with that, all right? Next, 10 to 20 gram piece of fresh ginger. Bit light on for me. I like lots of ginger. Sorry, I thought I'd be about on track with that, but I'll just prep. Another little piece. That'll do. All right. So I can get with that board. I can get you a bit closer. All right. So here we are. So we've got in there the lemons and the ginger. Now it says 30 to 60 grams of honey. Because I like lots of ginger, and I honestly don't have a super sweet tooth. Doesn't mean I don't eat things, but I'm not super sweet tooth. I really like savory. But I actually do 70 grams. I find that works really well for me. This honey is really liquid. So just to move you away so you can see me slop it everywhere. And we're very lucky. We found this place in East Gippsland. Okay, that'll do. Push this back in here. Called Wombat Honey. And it's, I know you meant to eat the honey closest to you, but this is really great value. They do all sorts of different ones. This one is, mahogany. There's mahogany, but Wombat Honey, it's a little tiny stall that you go past when you're, when you're down in East Gippsland. Where's it near? Wombat Creek. Yeah, so raw honey. Lots of different varieties, okay? Next, water. Now, as I said earlier, I normally make this last me about 3 days, so I put more water in. Remember, I've got more lemon juice anyway. So I put about 300, whatever. And then This is going to blitz for 2 minutes. All right. So I'm going to actually, I'm going to put it on. I'm going to move elsewhere and show you something else I wanted to show you anyway. So hopefully you can still hear me. Share my screen. All right. So I don't know if any of you are still eating ham. We went away and we ate somebody else's ham, and now we come back and we're eating our own ham. So a couple of little tip here too. So I'm looking at my week, and I can look this way. Something I thought I might try next weekend. I made a whole heap of things yesterday. So that way I can only see what's coming up. This way I can see what I have done before, and you can see I made a few different things. So you want to use up some ham and zucchini quiche. It's only uses 100 grams of ham. You could obviously add more if you want to, but that is a great recipe. We've been eating that. And the other one I discovered is this Thanksgiving stuffing meatloaf. So it is an American recipe. It is in ounces. And when it comes to cooking, you literally, it says bake 350. I did 180 for 60 to 70 minutes. And what it's made up of is stuffing, leftover stuffing, and then it's meant to be beef mince, but I use the ham. So I put my ham in the Thermomix, I minced it in there just a few seconds, and then I used the ham in there. And when we actually, so that's what I did immediately after Christmas, and we ate one of these. I took it away with us. We ate it with our friends. So, so that was really good. It had this sauce, a bit of a spicy sauce on top. But I came home, still got heaps of ham. So what I actually did was I had some nut loaf left over. So I used leftover nut loaf mixture and the ham. But you could honestly, you could put in, if you're gluten-free, you could use some almond meal. You could do all sorts of things to supplement. So what have we got? 6 ounces of stuffing. So you could put in, you can put breadcrumbs in, you can put other vegetables in, you can do, as I said, some almond meal, any of those sorts of stuff. I didn't put the beef broth in. And actually I forgot to put the Worcestershire sauce in, but what I did do was make this spicy sauce that goes over the top, and then you bake it. So that's ketchup, brown sugar, cumin, smoked paprika, sriracha sauce. I just had some chili, and you make your meatloaf, and then you put it, you make it into a loaf here, smooth the surface, spread the reserved ketchup sauce over, top with bacon, and bake. And honestly, it's been really delicious. So that's another option. And even if you're out of ham, or you could use turkey. Even if you finished all of those this year, just think about it for next year. Okay. The blending has finished, and we will head back to the Thermomix. So here we go. All right. Now, what I do though, so next it says transfer into a jug and place to chill for 20 minutes. All right. Strain it. Serve immediately. I don't do any of those things. What I actually do is put it on for something like that, 45 seconds a minute, heat it up to 40. Actually, you won't need it today. I'll put it on for for a few seconds anyway. And all I do, the reason I do that is so that the honey is melted. When you chill, one, it doesn't need straining. Why not have what you've got? And anyway, I mean, have the bits and pieces in there. So there's two, thoughts on juice. One is to have the sort of the roughage, the fiber. That's sort of the word I'm thinking of. And the other is to strain it all out. So I have no problems with having the fiber. So, and normally I do heat it for about a minute. And that's really to make sure that that honey is dissolved. Otherwise, when you tip it out, you've got honey left on the bottom of the thing. Anyway, I don't need to heat it because you saw how runny my honey was. So I'm just going to grab a glass. And I'll just pour a little bit into this glass. All right. Well, I can smell it. It's nice and gingery. So it's mine is when I make this, let's have a little taste because I do love this. Missed it. Oh yeah. Bit of ginger in that one. So mine changes all the time just because I use rough. If you follow the recipe exactly, but I would honestly suggest that if you like your ginger, you definitely need a bit more honey. But that is really delicious. So that's the immune booster. The other thing I wanted to do is I'm going to make a bit of muesli. And the muesli is based on a recipe from Cindy O'Meara. She's changing habits, got a website all about healthy eating. And this is sort of my rough thing of rough copy of her recipe, I suppose. I only use a Thermomix for the very first thing, which is blitzing up a few nuts. But I'm going to show you. I'll show you what I do because it's really good, and then it goes in the oven, gets toasted. And what I do, I end up mixing it in one of these bowls. So this is one of a set of 3 bowls from the mix shop. And they're 3 different sizes. It's awesome. It's got a non-slip bottom. It's got, an insulated handle if you needed to. It's got a pouring spout. Not that I need that for this recipe, but that's what I'm going to mix everything up in. So here we go. I've got a whole lot of nuts. I went to the sauce, filled this up, and I'm just going to put in, actually, I'm just going to put these back to 0. And I'm just going to, I'll show you. I'm going to put like half a bowl of nuts in. There we go. So sort of half a bowl. All right. Often, another little tip, I will reuse my lid, but not when I'm going to chop nuts and I've got moisture on that one. By the way, the rest of that juice goes into a little jug thing or a little bottle and goes into the fridge. And I just, what I do the next couple of days when I'm drinking it, instead of microwaving it or warming it up, I just boil a kettle, add a little bit of hot water because I prefer it a little bit warm. You could drink it cold, of course. Right, so I'm just going to chop these nuts. So that's 2 seconds. I'll have a look. I don't like them too small, so might have gone a bit crazy on that. That's okay. Here we are. All right, so that's fine. Right, so that is all I'm using the Thermomix for. All right, chopping up a few nuts. So I've chopped up nuts. They were mixed nuts. You could do whatever nuts you wanted. All right. Now, the other things I'm going to add, I'm going to chuck in some sunflower seeds. Think there for a minute. I'm literally chucking some of those in. I've got some pumpkin seeds. I think somewhere in here left. No, I'm out of linseed. So if I had linseeds, I'd chuck them in. I've got some chia seeds. I'm chucking some of those in. And coconut. So coconut can be flaked. It can be however you like your coconut. It really doesn't matter. This is shredded coconut. Well, the words are escaping me this morning. Then all I do is add a bit of cinnamon. You can't see what's in there anymore. There we go. Okay. Add a bit of cinnamon. Add a bit of nutmeg. Not as much nutmeg, but oops, it's a fair bit there, wasn't there? All right. And then again, because it's nice and warm in Melbourne today, just with that little bit of a stir. And I'm going to add some coconut oil. I don't have much. It's all I've got left. gonna have to do. On the shopping list. The other thing is I do have ghee, and I probably could put ghee through there too, actually. Do that way. Oh, yeah, that's a bit runny too. Put a little bit, I'm going to add a little bit of ghee. So I made the ghee a couple of days ago. Super easy. Oh, that's going to be good. Okay. You just got it. It's really just to coat it all so it'll be nice and crispy when it comes out of the oven. So I've got all that. That is literally going to go on a tray. I've got the oven heated up to 200 degrees. I just keep an eye on it. I turn it over as it's toasting, and then I leave it to cool. Once it's cool, I've got these berries. I can't even, barberries, I think they're called. They were given to me by a friend. I've got those. You could put craisins in. You could put goji berries in, whatever you've got. You can just add. All right. So that's a super easy muesli, really healthy, and I'm going to enjoy some of that when it comes out of the oven.